Let me be your leader.
Right before we moved to China, the New York Public Library, I think it was, had an exhibit on Mark Twain, where I learned that Mark Twain was a terrible business person and at one point had to move his family to Paris, like you do when you're broke and an artist at that time, I guess. And a friend asked us, you know, what's the deal with this move to China? Why China? And so I said, you know, I want to be like Mark Twain, and like it's not working out super great financially in the U.S., so I want to try a different place. And he was like, yeah, but Paris had like an artistic culture, and you're saying you're moving, you're going to write a novel, blah blah blah. Does China have that? And we had no idea. It was just like our crazy cockamamie plan. Just like this track off the Western Toilet album that's just out today.
The first bite is okay, but maybe one is all you need. Every year I try to eat a triangle.
I had the naive thought that, well, because of the internet, we could just live anywhere and find our artistic community. Which is, you know, not completely untrue, but it's turning out we have made connections online with people we never would have met in real life otherwise. But I think also there's real value still in the human connections. Definitely if you want to be a professional in the art world or the publishing world. There is a certain amount of in-person networking that you can supplement with online networking. But if you want to live in the middle of nowhere, you kind of have to have already made it and then move out so people will come find you. People are not looking for us here in Luzhou. Though they should be. Just like they should be looking for this track off the new album.
I didn't lose too much on my squats and push-ups, but all the rest is weak.
Got to work those simple machines.
Simple machines and maintenance. Simple machines and maintenance.
Simple machines and maintenance.
You've got to work those simple machines.
Because it's the little things that you miss if you're not in person. Like someone dropping the news, oh, so-and-so is looking for submissions, or blah, blah, blah has a new gallery space and you should go by and check it out. And yeah, people can drop you those tips online, but it's harder to foster that kind of creative hanging out atmosphere. Even just last night, we were working on our short film and our camera person mentioned, are you working with LUTs or LUTs? And Peter and I had never heard of that, and that's actually, it turns out that's like a fairly standard thing to work with in filmmaking. And it's a tip that just came up in conversation versus, I mean, I research a lot of things online. I'm learning a lot about audio production from a series of YouTube videos, but there's nothing to fill in the knowledge you don't even know you don't have, like a friend going like, hey, why aren't you doing this? And why aren't you listening to Western Toilet's latest album? Check out this track.
Picking and choosing, I'm chicken, you're dropping, you're ticket, you're shopping. Designate a flavor, a texture, a color, a contrast, a body, alright. Everyone's truth and pain, castigate, all in queue for a barbecue. Season, a favor, a fire, a favor, Sichuan in nature,
It would have been nice if I had been discovered how to be good at networking in New York City. But that kind of had its own problems. one, that I hate networking, even though I now know it's important. But also, like, I did work on a few independent films when I first moved to the city. None of them ever got actually distributed, so you can't watch them. And actually only one of them really paid, and that one ran out of money before we ran out of filming, so the office ran away with our paychecks, our last paychecks, which was kind of a bummer. That was the last film I worked on before getting a straight job. But also selfishly, I don't want to work on other people's stuff. And I don't come from the rich enough family to just like make my art and not care what other people want from me. Just like this song from our album.
The rest of the world has weather too, and even if you didn't personally live through 2003's weather, you can still learn from how those countries handled it. It's not socialism to be prepared. It's not Confucianism to care about other people's welfare. This weather is not a metaphor.
Because while we didn't find a bohemian artist colony in the middle of our teeny tiny city in the middle of China, what we did find was work-life balance that I definitely didn't have in New York. I mean, aside from the fact that my commute is a 10-minute walk and I work about 15 hours a week, technically. Well, that is the fact. That is the fact. I don't have to spend my time at someone else's business. So I can make an album. I can grow herbs that are not native to this province. Listen to Western Toilet's new album, out now.
Lunch is too heavy for meat. Swanside radish or chicken feet. Salt is too thirsty. It's better for sweet. The world's on
Like many millions before me, I find gardening really relaxing. Although I don't like the problem-solving aspect of it. I just want plants that live. And this season I discovered I can just order seedlings through the mail, so I don't even have to sprout anything. But I did order some lovage, which is in the parsley family. Lovage seedlings, and they came, the roots were wrapped in a plastic bag. But when it came in the mail, it had been in transit for like 4 or 5 days, and it was pretty beat up and dead, and I think they're gonna die. And I didn't get into this for my plants to die. But cheer up with a track from our new album.
I wanna go to Sanya, but I gotta get up that mountain. I want to go to Ohio, but I gotta get up that mountain. I want to go to Wuhan, but I gotta get up that mountain.
I think it's harder to live abroad, bureaucratically speaking, now than when, what's his name? Mark Twain did it. I've been researching what countries besides, like, we're allowed to live in America because we were fortunate enough to be born there and we just choose not to. But what other countries could we live in and be actual artists? Like, I still have to be a teacher while I'm here in China. And as far as I can tell, that Germany is the only country in the world that offers a visa specifically for artists. And it's not arduous to get. So if we ever start making some money at this, I'll have to sprechen Sie Deutsch. Taiwan has a visa for exceptional creative talent, but we have to win some film awards, I think, before we're eligible for that. We can't just be like, but in our hearts we have great stories. But they're not just in our hearts, they're on our album. Go listen. A woman of leisure, and I think one of the biggest letdowns of living in the future is we invented all these robots and homes of the future to take care of our work for us, but then we made them our competitors instead of deciding like people don't have to do annoying jobs anymore. What's with that, man? But I guess we need the jobs to make the money to buy Western Toilet's new album. You can buy it on Bandcamp.